What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Driven New Review. My name is Ryan, and today I got a quick video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about whether or not you guys can or should be daily driving a Mustang GT. Okay, not much to say. Let's just get right into it. Let's start off with some cons, because that's kind of the biggest thing to this. I'm going to list them off and I'll get into each one. Okay, so your cons, here's what your cons are going to be. Sorry, guys. Fuel economy, build quality, drivability, practicality. Okay, 4 things. Fuel economy. If you drive it relatively conservatively, you can get about 20 miles per gallon, so it's not that bad. Okay, it's not, you know, obviously like a Prius you're getting 50 miles per gallon. It's a big difference in that. Okay, but I've seen, the lowest I've seen my fuel economy go is 13 miles per gallon. Obviously, for obvious reasons, it was that low. Okay, not a big deal to me. Just plan for it. Okay, plan for spending on gas. Okay. Okay. Secondly, build quality. Okay, it's a Ford. Okay, it's not a Shelby. Okay, Shelbys are built much interior-wise much better than your normal GT. Okay, so far the only thing I've had a problem with is just panel rattling, which is very common with these cars. It's not that bad. You can fix it pretty easily. You just toss in some, you know, tape over what's hitting the, you know, other part of the car that's making the rattling noise. It's easy to fix. I've only dealt with it twice. It's not a big deal. Okay, I have a sub in here. I have a 1500 watt 12-inch sub in here. Okay, and I'm blasting that thing. If I'm telling you that I haven't had a big problem with it, maybe I just got lucky on the car, but take that with what you will. Okay. Drivability, perfect. When you're driving a stock GT, and I'm talking about stock and all this stuff. I'm not gonna get into like mods in this video. Drivability is perfect. It drives like a normal car, guys. It's nothing crazy. Okay. Driving it drives super well, super smooth, no problems there. In traffic, absolutely no problem. It's great. Okay, test drive one, you'll see what I mean. It's awesome. Okay. Practicality. I really consider this a 2-seater. I'm 6'4", right? So I don't sit all the way back. I like to kind of keep my knees at a certain degree, especially on the false pedal. This is an automatic, and I am talking about the automatic. I'm not talking about the manual. Like on the false pedal, I keep my knee at maybe about a 30-degree angle, which is comfortable for me. So I don't sit all the way back. I fit in this car great. I'm 6'4". Okay, so I consider it a 2-seater. I mean, if you're gonna throw a car seat back here, you know, if you're tall like me, I'd throw it behind the passenger seat. I've never done it, so I don't know how much room it's gonna take up. But I really just think of it as a 2-seater. So yeah, again, you get a decent amount of trunk space. Like, you get a decent amount of trunk space. Okay, like compared to like other, like, you know, a Supra, I mean, other muscle cars, this is one of the bigger trunks. Okay, you can fit a lot of groceries in there. Family of 5, I could see fitting all of your groceries in the back, maybe throwing some up front. Okay, if you're like me and you don't work a 9 to 5, I have to carry tools around with me. They all fit great in my trunk. Obviously not big tools, just like toolboxes, miscellaneous cables, stuff like that. So nothing big. You know, I'm not to carry around like a jackhammer or anything like that, not a saw or anything. So it works great for me. If you don't work a 9 to 5, you know, that's also another conversation, because you're not going to be, you know, commuting. So obviously, like my gas, I don't have to refuel that much. I really just kind of drive around for fun with this car. But I do drive to places I work at, which, you know, I'm going up, you know, I'm driving maybe max 100 miles each way, maybe once a month. So it works for me. It works great. I've never had a problem with it. I've never minded, you know, stopping for gas more so often than I did in my Civic. And my Civic was, you know, tuned and FBO, so, you know, I was still only getting like 24 miles per gallon compared to what I could get if this car wasn't, you know, tuned and running E85. So I'd say you guys should just do it, you know what I mean? If this makes sense for you, obviously it's a per case basis, but if this makes sense for you, do it. It's a great car. So yeah, just get into the pros. It's pretty quick, okay? You know, stock 5.0, you turn off traction control, you turn off stability control, you put it in drag mode. You're not gonna be able to hold traction, you know what I mean, like super easily. It's not just gonna always hold traction, which I think is pretty cool, especially for a stock car where you can just go off the line and, you know, burn out. Obviously that's the whole joke with Mustangs, is, you know, they're crowd killers. You know, it's the whole joke, because you get people who aren't experienced drivers, especially in the light cars. Like, this is a light car, you know what I mean? So you get unexperienced drivers in these cars that are doing, you know, that are launching it and sliding it around. They don't know how to control it, and it gets dangerous really quick because you have a lot of power. It's a light car, all to the rear wheels, especially on the stock wheels. I mean, they're not very large wheels. I'm putting 305s in the rear pretty soon here, so that'll be cool. But anyway, some pros are it's quick, it's fun to drive, man. You know, you throw the active exhaust in there, and all of a sudden, you know, you throw it in track mode whenever you want. You just do it in quiet mode, and the cold starts are silent. I mean, they're so quiet. Man, it's just a fun car all around, you know what I mean? Especially even if you're just getting like a base model, you know, and you want to do your modifications later on. It's a great car. It's all the same engine. You know, when you're comparing the GT to a Mach 1, the Dark Horse, that's a little bit newer. It's a little bit different. But you're only talking about, you know, between the Mach 1 and the GT, you're only talking about like a 15 horsepower difference. It's just Ford Performance's tune on the Mach 1s that give it a little bit extra horsepower. But I've never looked at those cars as being like, as like getting them for the extra power. You're getting them for the styling, you know what I mean? If you're gonna do extra power, no matter what, if you're gonna throw a supercharger on a Mach 1 or a GT, you're getting the same amount of power. It's the same engine, it's the same car. So even if you're just getting a base model GT, it's great. And it's I got the 301A package, so it's essentially okay. The only difference is between the 301A, which I think is one of the coolest packages they offer, because I think it's the best bang for your buck. You get cloth seats, which I did the leather seat covers, but you get the cloth seats. You don't get heated or air conditioned seats. You don't get a heated steering wheel, and you don't get, like, you can't, like the premium, on the premium you can have the vertical adjustment of the seat on a electronically controlled, but in my car it's manual, which once I set it I never have to put it back, so like I never have to change it. So I don't think I've ever changed the vertical adjustment. You still get like lumbar support in the 301A, but between the base model, I mean, there's not a whole lot of differences. I mean, I like the CarPlay deck. That was a big thing for me. I needed to have a CarPlay deck, Android Auto, you know, whichever one. 9-speaker system. It's all right. It sounds okay. I got it because I knew I was going to switch out all the speakers and do a custom build at some point. If I wasn't going to do that, I'd go for the Bang & Olufsen system because it sounds significantly better. But I like doing it myself. I like experimenting. I like doing things like that. So that's why I got this. Yeah, I mean, it's a daily drivable, guys, period. You know, I know some people like to garage them for the winters. Out here, I don't have winters. I don't have snow, you know what I mean? So I've never seen the point in doing that. You can drive them in the snow, guys. It's just a normal car. You know, especially in this car, you throw it in the snow and wet mode, you're not going to have traction problems. Obviously, you know, with ice and, you know, all that stuff, that's another conversation. But daily drive this car, guys. It's great. It's a great experience. I've done it. I have 10,000 miles on the car. I started modifying it right about 7,000. So now I'm tuned. I did a whole exhaust. I have dogless downpipes, MagnaFlow Neo. I did the Canon high flow filter with the tune. That's not a huge deal, but so I've done a good amount of stuff to this car, you know what I mean, and I still daily drive it. You know, eventually I'm gonna do a supercharger. I'm not gonna do twin turbos again because of the daily driver, but I'm gonna do a whole other video on all that stuff. But anyway, guys, not much to it, guys. I mean, I think a lot of people like to overcomplicate it. It's not a complicated thing. If you're single, you know, if you're married with no kids, get this car. You know what I mean? There's no reason not to, unless, again, you know, if you need a truck, daily driving truck, if you need it, you know, you're towing stuff, or, you know, it's just based off what you need. But for me, I don't need any of that stuff. I drive around. I don't have to haul a lot of stuff, so this works great for me. It's a fun car to modify. It's relatively inexpensive to modify. I say that with a grain of salt, because I mean, modifying cars right now is expensive, period. You know what I mean? Especially with the way the economy is and everything, parts are expensive. But compared to like modifying a GZ500 or like a Red Eye or, you know, Trackhawk, anything like that, it's going to be relatively inexpensive. Your biggest cost in any of this stuff is going to be forced induction, so, you know, supercharger, turbo, whatever. But yeah, guys, yeah, not much to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments leave your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to hear about anything else, know anything different. Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. As always, drive safe and have fun.